Hello, greetings. So it is time for another Gorean topic, and this is one that I discussed on one of the Facebook groups I'm in recently, and it is basically about female Goreans addressing male ones and basically teaching them about the lifestyle. Because there was one woman that was addressing another girl there, and basically saying that no, she shouldn't make posts that try to educate men because women should, I don't know, be silent in the congregation. But here's the point: Goreanism isn't Christianity. Christianity has this idea that no, women should be stupid, and women shouldn't learn from anything but her husband. Now, I'm not saying that this is how most modern Christians are, but if you look at the Bible, and she should stay silent in the congregation and never teach a man anything. That is not how Goreanism works. Basically, in the Gore books, you have, while it is more common that it's the man that works and a woman stay home, um, since Goreans they live so long, it is quite a long period of time between children. So that for most of the time, it isn't necessary for a woman to stay home and take care of the children. She can work if she so wants to. And a lot of women do work, and many of them in high caste jobs, but yes, men are advised by them. Because quite honestly, the Gorean philosophy do encourage intelligence in both men and women. Even slaves are encouraged to be intelligent. It is said several times in the books that a man wouldn't want a girl that just looks good. He wants one that he can talk to that is smart. And when you first have a smart woman, it would be pretty stupid not to listen to her. This reminds me of a discussion I had on All the Color Me. Um, Basically, we had a femdom on the Gorean forum. She wasn't Gorean herself, but she followed something relatively similar, and within our lifestyle would be a free woman. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, she's really knowledgeable, and they got into this discussion about women lecturing men. And then there was this idiot there. Oh, basically, she used an example that is pretty good one. She said, I work in a zoo as a keeper for the big cats. And every so often I have to tell people that don't stand so close. No, don't put your arm in the lion's den. No, don't walk backwards or you will have teeth in your back. And yeah, this guy said, no, she should find a way to not command men. Excellent, let them get eaten instead. Men that are terrified of a woman telling them, sir, there happened to be a lion behind you, so you might not want to back up any further. You know what? He is so weak. He doesn't deserve to be called a Gorean free man. And I know that some people will go ballistic over me saying that, how dare I? Well, my dear, I have been saying these things for quite some time. If I was afraid of what people thought of me, I wouldn't as a free woman be wearing earrings and chokers, now would I? Here's the point. Gorean men are supposed to be strong. Strong men are not intimidated if a woman happens to know more about something than them. They are not afraid if a woman can actually tell him something. In fact, a woman that is knowledgeable is considered more valuable both as a slave and as a free companion because, well, Goreanism basically is about becoming as much as you can. With basically, you have your inner nature, and then you seek glory from that. You want to be the best that you could possibly be, and part of that is taking advantage of any resources you have, and a smart woman is a resource. Strong men are not challenged if a woman happens to know something that includes about the Gorean lifestyle. Sometimes that woman has studied it longer and knows more than this man. I have been a Gorean now for almost 10 years. I know more than this person that shows up and have just started reading the books and consider himself Gorean without really knowing anything about it. But, oh, you shall not lecture me because I am endowed with a penis. Yes, my dear, but you have to learn to use it first. Here's the thing. Gorean women know that when we are talking to men, we are talking to people that are generally stronger and more aggressive than we are. And as such, if we desire these men to not put us in danger, and if we desire these men's protection, which it is natural for women to do, we need to be pleasing to them in some way, shape, or form. Of course, a slave needs to be even more careful because she owes submission to all free. But a free woman like me, I am fully aware that the men I'm talking to, that I consider my peers within the Gorean lifestyle, are stronger physically than me, that they can hurt me if they want to. And while yes, of course, that isn't legal, then that doesn't really help me. It's like my mother always says, when crossing the road, even if it's fully your right to just run out into the street there because it's the car's fault if it hits you, that doesn't help you much if you are in the hospital with every bone in your body broken. It's the same thing. If you poke at someone that is stronger than you, are a better fighter than you, and are more aggressive than you, chances are you can get hurt. And it doesn't really matter if he gets in trouble with the law later. You're still hurt. And Gorean women are fully aware of this. We don't demasculinate men. We don't try to reduce their power. Instead, we relish in being around strong men. However, that of course comes with its cost, and the cost is that just like when approaching a beast that is much stronger and more powerful than you are, a horse, for example, you do it with a certain degree of respect. You have to have a certain degree of respect for a man or be willing to face the consequences. However, that respect does not mean that a woman cannot have her own opinion and talk about those opinions, or that she can actually be the more knowledgeable one and actually then make an effort of being an educator. I make these Gorean videos because I see that most videos about the Gorean lifestyle is out there is about the slaves, the slaves, the slaves. Oh, and the fucking bloody slaves. But there is so much more to this philosophy than slaves. And while I have made a few videos about slaves, most of them are about the philosophy and the lifestyle itself. And I feel that that's sort of lacking, and that I can fill a void with that, but also because there's a lot of people that never really delve into the philosophy. They focus just on the slaves and the surface of the storylines within the Gore books instead of going any deeper. And as I consider myself to be a philosophical Gorean rather than a reconstructionalist, I feel that I have a unique perspective to offer, and that I can help out the lifestyle in my own small way by making these videos. That I happen to have boobs do not subtract from this. The problem is that within the Gorean lifestyle, we have a bit of an issue with a lot of weak men only going so far as hearing, oh, it's male dominated, therefore my penis will be worshipped, and I am terrified of women that will ever, ever, ever not just stare into the ground and hide from my might of my penis. I will go there because then I do never have to face my fear. But people, that has nothing to do with Goreanism. That is cowardism. A true Gorean man is not afraid of a woman. He knows that there are areas where he is stronger and better than a woman is, and he knows there are areas where a woman is stronger and better than him. But he also knows that this varies on a individual level. So that this math professor, Gregorian, know that, yeah, I'm probably pretty damn good at math, and chances are that I'm better than her in that. But oh, she designs houses for a living. Chances are she is better at architecture than I am, and he isn't afraid to admit that, even if he's a man. It's a little bit like we don't want this to become Bewitched, that 1960s sitcom. Like, there's this episode where you have Tabata, the main female character, who, and never mind here the idea there that you have an extremely powerful woman that bows down and lessens herself to be pleasing to a weak man, which is about as anti-Gorean as you can get it. She should seek out the most powerful warlock that's there and fall at his feet, not some sort of idiotic mortal that she has to lessen herself for. But be that as it may, remember particularly one episode where basically you have the husband there. He is in advertising, and he couldn't figure out what to do for an advertising campaign. And his wife got this great idea that the company really loved, and he was went completely berserk and couldn't handle that she was good at something. That is not Gorean. This idea that no, we need to suppress women, we need to step on women, because if they ever show anything, if they are clever, if they're smart, if they know more than a man, then the world will explode. So we need to step on them, step on them, step on them. That is not the Gorean way, even though there's some people that seem to think so. However, saying men are powerful, glorious creatures, and we need to develop ourselves and our own masculinity to the point where we are worthy leaders to these great women. And if these women surpass us, we need to work harder on being stronger, not we need to press them down. So yeah, no, I don't think there is anything wrong with a woman lecturing a man, or knowing more than a man, or doing lessons, or talks, or posts about the Gorean lifestyle, advising men. There's no problem with that at all. I do think that when it comes to slaves, he or she needs to be careful that they express themselves in an always polite and subservient way, and there might be topics that a slave should not be discussing because they want to stay pleasing, and it's always better to err on the side of caution. But for a free woman, it is all she expresses herself as she pleases and accepts the consequences of that. I have received quite serious threats from some Goreans that don't like what I have to say. And I have told them, yes, by all means you want to come here and rape me or try to force me into slavery. And no, most Goreans don't do that, it's the asshats. But I have received such threats, and so yeah, come on. You will have to be willing to die for it, because I'm gonna fight and bleed. But yeah, there's a good chance that you will be the one that's victorious. You are a man. But yes, you can end up in trouble. But if you're willing to accept that, there's nothing wrong with a woman speaking her mind and giving lessons. Now, one caveat here, and that is that I do believe that there's some parts of being a Gorean man that only another Gorean man can teach a man. Just like there's some parts of being a Gorean woman that only another woman can teach a woman. Just like there are things that there are slaves with enormous knowledge about the Gorean lifestyle. But there are some elements of freedom that a slave cannot teach a free person, just like there are some elements of slavery that a free person cannot teach a slave. But other than that, there is nothing wrong with a woman teaching a man. But of course, she should do so in a manner remembering that she is talking to beings that are, generally speaking, stronger and more aggressive than her. Not to mention that if there's ever any trouble, I, as a woman, and other women in general, would want these men's protection. And to do that, we would like to be someone that I generally like. So it's usually a good idea for a woman to stay reasonably pleasing. However, for a free woman, she can say that, no, I have no interest in pleasing this particular man. I will speak my mind. And I will accept the consequences of that because I am free. And if a man can't deal with that, that is sort of his problem. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Have a great day and be well.